Alright. Are you host? No. I need an invite.
Yep, Genius is host at the moment. I can't suggest you either, I don't have your details, so...
Who's host? Genius. Okay.
Yeah.
I asked an invite. Okay, let's go. Good luck, have fun, go, 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 go. Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Let's go. The countdown has begun. Second map is going to be dual site, so it is that map. And this is going to be Genius's best chance to actually pull this series back, being 1-1.
Alright, well, let's see if he can pull that off. More to the point. GSL dual site, and one of these days they'll... Don't even get me started with score overlays. Okay, folks, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to bring you Complexity MVP Genius. He is in the red trunks, and he is playing Protoss to the west of this, the GSL dual site, versus his opponent, Evil Genius's Puma. He is in the blue trunks, and he is playing Terran to the east.
And remember the loser, and you've got to keep that for Sassy as well, does win 90,000 kroner. So, at least he walks away with some money. Oh, again, I've actually got 1 out of about 6 in today in the bin. My ratio is terrible.
Oh,
man.
yeah, your TBB is not going well for you today at all.
Again, man, I'm so bad. I'm absolutely so bad. I, like, hit the rim every time.
You would not be a professional basketball player, honestly. It's just not going to happen, I'm afraid.
Imagine if I eventually get an office somewhere, and I have, like, one of those basketball things, the basketball hoop, leading down to the bin.
Well, you should do a deal, actually, with Gordon Hayward. You coach him, and he coaches you in basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to actually... Yeah, man, that's such a great idea.
See, I have all the best ideas. Yeah.
IPL 4, I'm going to message him. I'm going to say, man, hey, I need some practice. The thing is, I'd be like the worst basketball player in the world because I'm actually really short, so...
All right. Genius with the gateway up just at the appropriate time here. And Barracks coming up for Puma as well. And there's the refinery added on. So we saw quite a passive first 10 minutes, honestly, between those two players on the other map. This obviously is a bit smaller.
I mean, it's still kind of a small map, being 2-player as well.
Yep.
This map, I expect Puma to probably go like Marauder, not Marauder Expand, but maybe 2 Barracks play. And likewise, I expect Genius, knowing that this map is relatively small, and that is a favored build and style here, that he may actually have to go 3 Gateway Expand rather than 1 Gate. Because going 1 Gate Expand, we saw how Naniwa actually lost versus Cloud. It's very difficult to hold it with just 1 Gateway. With 3, though, you're so comfortable. And we'll have to see if Puma actually does go ahead and try to that. I think that's what he's going to do here, though.
Yeah, it seems fairly likely, and this game is going to be great. I don't see how it couldn't be. The last game was really nice as well, and that engagement in the center was a mess for both sides, but there you go, Puma did push through. Simulator down, only 1 right here for Genius at the moment. So we'll see what he decides to do. Let's see if he decides to grab a expansion after that. Aha, we've got a factory coming down.
There is a factory. Yes. I think Puma's going to build the refinery next.
Oh, do you? Let's see.
I do, man.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Let's find
out.
out.
75 minerals. Is he going to do it?
And right about... Yeah, he can do it right now if he wants to. He's... There you go.
Oh, we all know what that means.
Uh-huh.
We all know what that means. And this is going to be a 1-1-1 coming out from Puma. The amount of times this kid says, I don't care what you say about me. And I actually posted on Twitter one time when he beat MC in the finals. I literally said, Puma is like one of the badass guys in the Starcraft community without speaking English.
Yeah.
Simply by his play. His play speaks a million words. And we're going to be seeing it. And will Genius be able to hold on? The thing is that people have had so much experience against it now, is that they're starting to be like, all right, cool, it's coming. Let's add on like 4 more gateways. I'm going to be okay against it. And these gateways go down really, really fast here by Genius at 26 supply. That's like the fastest they could actually go down.
Yeah.
So this is really good so far. He's doing everything okay. He does want to think about adding on that second gas as well. There it does go down. Let's have a look at his vision. Doesn't see anything so far, and he's not going to. He hasn't poked out with a Stalker because of the threat of the Marauder pressure as well. And there's the Banshee's going to be coming out. A single Banshee will come without Cloak, and then we're going to see harassment. And basically, the thing is that Genius doesn't know if it's Cloak Banshee, if it's not Cloak Banshee, so he may build a second Observer, and if he does, that's gas that he desperately needs to actually build units with.
Yeah, he must do that. It's such a tense engagement when a 1-1-1 comes crashing down on you, because it is such a dangerous composition. And if you use that extra gas, and if you don't end up with the unit count that you require, you are in what could be described mildly as a pickle, and of course it could result in your demise in this series if he doesn't pull this off correctly. Robotics facility on the way up, and let's see what he decides to do with it.
And no more probes are being made, though, which is like, okay, is he saving up to throw down additional gateways? Because if he throws down 2 gateways right now, he's going to be in the best shape possible to actually fight this.
He's making probes again and an observer, so...
Okay, so, I mean, he's still got 300, but he just builds 2 more units, and against this style as well, you literally have to continue to build units consistently. If you stop building units for one wave or one round, you're going to be in trouble also. And I think he already knows what's coming. He warps in a Stalker to the back of his base. He can't afford a second observer. He's going to have to take that gamble. And he's going to build a second observer, so it's like, that's like, even though it's 75 gas, it's still like almost a more century.
Yeah, he's making it difficult
and a half
isn't he?
that he could have got out. So this one Banshee's going to head on and take out this Stalker and lead into the probe. So
yeah, it's like Stalker being warped in order to deal with that, and that Stalker will kill the Banshee unless something crazy ends up happening. That should be a kill right there. There we go. Mutually assured destruction.
That's pretty good for Genius, actually, because he doesn't lose any probes, so he's not slowed down in his economy. He still needs to add on more gateways, though, if he wants to fight this. He's actually throwing down the third gas, which is interesting. If he tries to like go up to Colossus, that would be really weird. But there goes another gateway, and he should add on another one as well. And is he going to throw it down?
No,
I mean, he's scouting right now with the observer and sees what's going on. He desperately needs more stuff to come out. If he throws down the robotics bay, it's like, dude, you're playing so risky right now. And here it comes. And I don't even think he's got enough right now to deal with this.
Well, I guess we're about to find out, aren't we? Maybe Genius thinks he can hold it. He must have practiced against this build. That's something that we have to consider as well. And I don't know. It's the engagement point is not so bad, and Genius can get a nice choke point here. The tanks obviously are not, I don't know, they might have siege mode. It depends how long Puma decides to wait. The observer continues to follow it around. He sees the exact composition, and another Banshee coming in too, and it gets a couple of kills here on the mineral line, so some economic damage has been done to try and catch up there. It's 5 workers killed total across this entire game, 4 by that one Banshee alone.
I mean, what the Banshee's doing is pulling him out of position, because ideally you want to be kind of in the center where you can use force fields to kind of cut the army in half.
Yeah.
And then you can delay it, you can start chopping it up in small pieces. But this Banshee's going to be able to do that, and this is so scary because these tanks don't have, well, they're about to have siege mode. He's just waiting for that to finish. And then he's going to be able to charge in. The probe count's actually really, really low at 26 because he's lost 7 already versus this Banshee.
Yeah, Banshee control's pretty good, honestly. He should be able to get out of there with it alive as well. We've got additional Marines coming in to reinforce from this side. The 1-1-1 continues. Banshee, tank, and Marine, and no sign of upgrades or anything along those lines. Trying to reach his big, massive units. The Immortal count's going to be at 4, though. That's what kind of concerns me about this. The tanks should be torn apart quite quickly, but with the Marine count as high as it is, I don't know how long those Immortals will live.
Well, it looks like he's just going to wait for another Banshee and then like pull his SCVs and come. So as this Banshee comes, we should be seeing his SCVs come as well. But still, he's given Genius a long time to build up a decently sized army, and oh my god, he actually realizes that he can't really bust through this. And with the Banshee coming, seeing the majority of the army, the probe count really low, he's actually decided to just go ahead and expand here. And Genius is currently supply blocked as well, so he's going to have to throw down double pylons right now, and he's going to have to keep up with his probe production, otherwise he will fall behind economically. And this is an interesting choice for Puma, you know, not really feeling that he can achieve much here.
Yeah, it's really interesting that Genius thought he could hold it on 4, and obviously he can, and Puma agrees with that, and that's given Genius the time to go through the robotics bay and start working on his Colossus. Puma is slightly behind. I mean, he has done a lot of economic damage, which is what I think has kept Genius from certainly running away with it, but Puma's going to have to back off and start to macro up here. Continues to produce the same units, but he's actually going to go to 5 Banshees, which is a nasty count there. And I'm almost even surprised that he hasn't grabbed himself Cloak. But
I was actually going to say that too. I mean, you can actually at the mid stage of the game get Cloak as well, because in the fight, if you like scan on top of the army and you just like kill the observer with a couple of Marines, obviously Cloak's going to become Imber for sure. And these Banshees are going to be able to start doing so much damage to this line. He's got nothing, and it's actually supply blocked again. He can't even warp in anything either, and pylons are just going to go down in plenty.
this is not good for Genius, and this is a great opportunity for Puma to do huge damage. The force must be pulled up, but it was so far out of position. Another pylon goes down, and he'll focus fire as much. He's forced a full pull away from the mineral line as well, which in itself was worthwhile. He's going to get out with all of those Banshees as well. He's forcing a Stargate out as well, and Genius is now scared of this Banshee count. I don't blame him. There's 6 on the field.
Yeah, and basically with Stalkers and Sentries, which is all he has available, that's not good enough against Banshees for sure. So we actually are seeing a Stargate come down, so we can actually start building some Phoenixes to start combat these Banshees to keep them away and so on, which may start to nullify the harassment, and then we're actually just going to have to see the Banshees with the army. So meanwhile, we do have combat shields on the way as well for Puma, and he is at a decent SCV count now, 32-229.
The Banshee goes down, but still, Puma's Banshee count is at 5, so it's going to be the matter. A little bit of miscontrol there, not so bad. This Banshee continues to poke away. There's actually nothing on the ground that can stop this Banshee from doing damage. These sentries could die. I'm surprised Puma's not actually taking the sentries out, but he doesn't go for it, unfortunately. And this is the worker kill count. 16 workers killed by Puma, and the economic advantage that Genius would have had, it's evaporated.
Yeah.
Puma is ahead now.
Yeah, and Puma needs to get Stim as well next, but the thing is that's going to really kind of throw, I mean, even though he's got Banshees, Phoenixes are going to come in, but what I was going to say, it's going to really be hard for Puma is this Colossus coming out, and, you know, Banshees are great versus Colossus, but if there's enough Phoenix in there, and Stalkers and Sentries as well, the Banshees aren't really going to live that long, and it looks like Puma is going to go for it now as combat shields have finished up. I'm not too sure what he can achieve here. I mean, to be honest, he actually looking at the army size, he could do a lot here.
He can do it. Yeah, there's no Colossus up yet, and even if it is, extended thermal lance is not done. So if Puma actually goes now, he should be okay. Just a single Colossus is not enough. It will be sniped off very easily by those Banshees, simply because of the amount of firepower available. I still would have liked to see Cloak there, but it doesn't really matter, I think, at this point.
And Puma's getting into really good position with these tanks, and there's a lot of them as well. And I can't see how Genius can really go into this. He's going to, oh my god, he loses a Phoenix. He's going to have to Guardian Shield up, push Marines back, but at the same time, he needs Thermal Lance more than anything in this world against tanks. So he actually has to Chrono Boost that out. He's not Chrono Boosting it out right now, and without Thermal Lance, this could actually be horrible.
Yeah, Puma's going to get in there before it gets out. It's 40 seconds. This is not a contain. This is a vice script coming in here from Puma. He is not allowing anything past here, and he will lock this map down.
Why isn't he Chrono Boosting the Thermal Lance? This is really weird. He needs to get that out. I mean, he's got enough Chrono Boost to do so.
Yeah, he can.
I mean, he's going to finish in time, but look at the position that he's enabled Puma to get into.
There's a siege tank on the mineral line, which is not exactly ideal, is it? And this is the time when Puma can just say, right, I'm going to go for it. I think that maybe he's even waiting for point defense drone, but maybe not.
And we do have 3 Zealots now coming into the natural, but easily cleaned up here by Puma, and back to the Nexus. Wow. Wow. That's all I'm going to say, man.
Backlash rockets rain down atop that Nexus, and there are so many Marines there that the Phoenixes can't get anywhere near. And if this Nexus does not go down, then I think we can say that that's almost as miraculous as that. Yeah, here it goes now. Death comes for both sides, all or nothing here. Genius must break the contain in order to stay alive in this game, but he takes so much siege tank fire on the Zealots. The Nexus lives for the moment, but Puma still has a really good containment.
Genius can't break through that. He's going to go for it again.
He must. I mean, what choice does he have, really, other than go some wacky base straight going up there? But there he goes right into that. And the Colossus firepower is actually focused on the bunker and not the Marines in the center, which is, in my opinion, a huge mistake. One Colossus gets sniped up. The Immortals will go down as well. And I think Puma's pretty much got this. He drives his way through here. The Banshees have no answer on the ground right now. And yes, he's taking a lot of damage, but he can do it. It's not a problem for him. Probes coming off the line right now just to try and stop that, but the Colossus will now finally fall as the Marine count comes in. He occupies Genius's base, and GG right there. Puma takes it 2-0.
Wow. And
so good.
To be honest, like, the thing is that you have to cut so many probes to actually defend against 1-1-1. And the way that Puma did it was like, alright, you've cut these many probes, you actually don't have an economy. And he just kind of evolved it into a mid-game push. It had the same principle, and it's so hard to stop because you don't have the economy to actually do anything in the mid game against it. And looking at the groups, we're actually seeing Don Regu is pulled back the second game, so currently 1-1, and I'm going to have to actually throw this game up, otherwise there's going to be some crap thrown at me from the crowd for sure. So
yeah, I think that's going to go on with the stream in the background. And that was quite a quick series there from both these guys. Puma is through Complexity MVP.Genius out. Very unfortunate for him, but
and he actually goes on to play against really fast here. So it's going to be Puma against Dongregu or Naniwa.
that's a killer game.
Yeah.
It really, really is. That's some good stuff. Our next game coming up, I
Is
believe,
going to
is going to be
in, what's that, talking about half an hour's
yeah.
time, and it is going to be Hero versus Chef.
a Team Liquid Team Kill, and what a matchup it is guaranteed to be on this particular stream. In the meantime, as you can see, we're going to watch this. You should too. Go head over to the link on Team Liquid. It is over there. Go to the right-hand side. You will find it. Go click it. Go watch it. We'll be back in 25 minutes, folks. Don't go anywhere.